Time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas and Southern Missouri. It is Thursday, February 14th, 2019. It is 7 a.m.
A little warmer this morning.
Yeah, we're at 48 degrees right now.
It was 24 when I left the house yesterday, and it was 48 when I left the house today. I'm tickled pink.
Me too.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
To me, that's warm enough. I'm good with that. I like the cool mornings. It's just when it's freezing.
I'm ready for spring, though. I'm ready for spring.
Oh, you got a ways to go, buddy.
It's that close.
I think we've got a little bad weather before then. We'll see.
Mr. Optimist.
I'm just saying.
Mr. Almanac.
I'm just
anyway,
saying.
Good morning,
I'm more
everybody.
accurate than your dang computer. I got one of them weather rocks.
Weather rock, huh?
That is just awesome. You ever had a weather rock, Mason?
Mason ever got a weather rock?
I don't know what those are.
Oh, they're Arkansas weather rocks, and they're about yay big, and you put them out in front of your house. And
if it's dry, there's no rain. If it's wet,
it's wet, it's raining. If it's white, it's snowing outside. It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, I gotta look into those.
So now they know our secret. Welcome to Down on the Corner program. Dale Hoffman, your host, along with Scooter Callis. And Mason's going to be doing our prayer here in just a minute. We want to tell you about Brood Awakening Coffee. We've got some guests here at the studio enjoying Brood Awakening Coffee, along with myself. 3 locations to serve you in Mountain Home. We got Balmer Boulevard, which will be kind of busy at 7:02 in the morning. We got Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, and of course 62 East Plaza out by Anytime Fitness. And so check them out. Brood Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brood Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. Mike and his staff do a great job. What do you drink? You're not.
I got
you
some
got a
Sprite,
silver bottle
and then
full
I've
of
got
something?
it's the flavored water.
Flavored water.
Flavored water.
What'd you flavor it with?
Mandy gets those little fruit punch packs.
Oh yeah,
I like them.
Yeah,
yeah.
Cherry, strawberry,
fruit punch.
Fruit punch. Oh, that's
fruit punch.
Kind of like
I can live with fruit punch.
Like a Hawaiian punch. Remember those?
There you go. There you go.
No smart water yet, huh?
No.
Did you give up entirely on smart water?
Yeah, it wasn't working. It cost me way too much money to not get any effects out of it.
Less than a PhD, right?
I don't want to spend that much. I want results.
Hey, I got my PhD. I spent $17 on smart water.
There you go.
Once again, Brood Awakening Coffee. Check them out. 3 locations to serve you right here in Mountain Home. Mike and staff do a great job. Check them out. Brood Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. Morning prayer brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes across the state and right here in Mountain Home. Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect. I can't say enough good things about Roller Funeral Home. Went through it back in November with my mom. And very professional, loving, caring, very professional. Now's the time to pre-plan. Oh, I don't want to think about that now. Well, now's the time to think about it. Yep. Because whether it's an anticipated passing of a loved one due to an illness or, just an emergency situation, the time is now to check out Roller Funeral Homes. Talk to Charlotte, Bruce, Brad, Chris, anybody out there is going to help you out. Across the state of Arkansas, 29 Roller Funeral Homes to serve you in the state, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. So Roller Funeral Homes across the state of Arkansas, right here in Mountain Home and in Memphis. This morning, Mason's going to be bringing our morning prayer. Mason's a student at Mountain Home Christian Academy. If you can help them financially, call them at 424-6622. They take no government monies. And they do this all on private donations. And so, great education right there. How's it going this year? Good?
Very good.
You ready to say the prayer?
Yeah.
All right, it's all yours.
Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for this even warmer than yesterday morning. I pray that you would help everyone to eat good, and for everyone who's traveling, that they'd be safe and they wouldn't have an accident. And that I pray that you would just help everyone who is in need and sick. Thank you, God, for the Bible, my friends, my family, and for everyone in this world. I pray that you would help everyone to be nice to their friends and even their enemies, because we all need some loving. Besides, it's Valentine's Day, so we all need some love. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Great prayer.
Wow.
Buddy. Great
Morning prayer by Mason, Mountain Home Christian Academy.
Impressive.
If you can help them financially, 424-6622. What a great education, great training there at Mountain Home Christian Academy. How's it going? Good? Having fun this year? We were
Today,
on last week, and we had a little technical glitch, so we want to kind of go back. What's your favorite part of school? What do you like? History, math, science?
Recess.
Recess.
math. I like math.
Really? Yeah. That's fun. So, you ever study history or science? What?
He's one of my wrestlers, by the way.
Sir.
Good sir.
Don't slam dunk me here, you know.
He's done real
How you like
well.
wrestling?
I like it very much.
Good. It builds character and stamina and self-discipline. It's a really good program. Scooter and Bob Rechtenwald was here earlier, and you've got who's your other staff members? You won't mention them much.
We've got, as far as the youth group goes, you got Matt Schimmel.
Matt. Oh yeah, Matt. Yeah.
We've got Chuck and another guy by the name of Tyler that helps out.
Okay.
And they do a great job for us and helping to keep us on the mats and keeping us going. When you enter a tournament, sometimes they've got 8 mats going at one time, so you got coaches spread up one way down the other. So
now you're going to get involved in football too, or baseball, or soccer, or something like that?
I think I'm just going to stay with wrestling.
Really? Wrestling,
You know,
it's a good
here's the
prerequisite
sad
though,
part.
the other sports. Yeah.
This kid worked so hard for state this year,
And then hold your
and
own.
then he's given a blessing, an arm cast. It happens. It happens. It happens. He's
Great
tough.
job on the morning prayer this morning. Once again, Mason brought you the morning prayer. He's a student at Mountain Christian Academy. Call them at 424-6622. Who's going to do the trumpet today, Mason or Scooter?
Mason.
Okay.
Good, because you sound like a duck on Quaaludes over here. Trumpet, please. Morning weather brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square at Mountain Home, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday till 11 a.m. Best lunch, best breakfast in town.
There you go. For breakfast, we've got 2 pancakes, 2 sausage, 2 eggs for $5.88. And for lunch, we got something a little different for you. We got spaghetti and meatballs.
Really? Today?
Comes with a choice of sides and a roll of cornbread for $6.88. Can't beat it.
Ooh, good.
She
Lord.
makes great spaghetti. All the handmade meatballs and
Oh my
it's good stuff.
goodness. Go try that out.
Good stuff.
I had your famous club sandwich yesterday. Excuse me, the all meat club. Oh my goodness, that's.
I'm gonna see if this backfires. But Mason, what's your favorite restaurant?
Old Time.
All right, I knew it worked. I knew you had my back.
That's the meeting you had in the lobby about 6. Coaching.
You saw the donuts that came in. They were not for you.
So let me guess. What? Here, you need a pen.
Yeah, I need a pen. I need a pen.
Morning weather. Well, he's filling this out. Morning weather brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square at Mountain Home. We've got a cold wave coming, as you can see in the graphic right here. Let's pull this up before we go to the temperatures here. We've got some cold air coming in from the north, and so it's going to be filtering in for the weekend. We've got a cold weekend and week ahead after Sunday. So anyway, right now we're at 48 degrees in Mountain Home, 49 in Harrison, 46 at Hardy, Mountain View at 48, 49 at Yellville, Marshall at 48, 48 at Kemaway. Everybody's at 48 degrees. St. Louis at 43, Poplar Bluff at 47, but it's 50 in Branson. Wow, warmed up there.
There you go.
46 in West Plains, and my boys are still fighting winter in Watford City, North Dakota, where it's -9.
No.
You warmed up to 1 yesterday.
No, sir. They can have it. I like the cold weather, but when you start getting in the negative, there's just something wrong. It doesn't matter you're -9. Once you hit negative, it doesn't matter.
It don't matter. You know.
Somebody asks, what's your temperature? And you can say, I don't have one.
That's 0.
There's a problem.
National radar looks like this. California, they had all the fires back in the winter and the fall, and now they've got rain. I mean, you got it from basically Seattle all the way through the coastline in Oregon and all the way down through Southern California. And so we got shower activity. What are y'all looking at?
He keeps, I see his head and stuff poke out the side there. I'm sorry.
Shower activity in Utah and Idaho, a little bit going through the Dakotas. Some in central Illinois, coming out of northeast Missouri, a little bit in Wisconsin and Minnesota. Right now in Arkansas, I don't see anything showing up from Arkansas east all the way over to, well, something just popped up there in northern Florida. Going to the Little Rock stop real quick. Checking your highways, Highway 62, 412 east-west, Highway 65 north-south, Little Rock, Branson, Highway 67, 167, Batesville, Poplar Bluff coming out of Little Rock. Looks like it's in good shape. Interstates 30, 40, 49, 55, and 555 in good shape. Picking up a little bit in the three-state area, the southeast corner of Arkansas, northeast Louisiana, and west central Mississippi. Picking up something right around here. And a little bit in the Boot Hill, Missouri, that's just kind of skirting across into Arkansas. And you ever been in the extreme south part of the Boot Hill, Missouri, right there? Cardwell.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, well, it's just flat,
Not much there.
If you get a drink at McDonald's and you drink it all and you pour, let the ice melt and pour it out on the highway, you can cause a flood over that part of the country,
There you go.
It's flat, let me tell you. Looks like we're in pretty good shape right here in Arkansas right now. We'll check the St. Louis stop. I-70 coming into St. Louis, no problems there. I-70 east from St. Louis, Vandalia, Effingham, Illinois, in good shape. And we've got Interstate 64, East St. Louis, Illinois, towards Mount Vernon. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. You can see Springfield, Lebanon, Rolla on I-44 and I-55 coming in Sykeston, Cape Girardeau. Into the St. Louis area with no problems there. Southwest Missouri on I-44, as you saw Springfield earlier. Joplin, Tulsa, Springfield, and you can see Kansas City to Columbia on I-70 in pretty good shape right there. And so let's see what the national warnings look like. There's winter weather advisory affects northwest and west central Missouri and the central part of Missouri along with Kansas and Nebraska. Then we have some wind chill advisory in North Dakota, South Dakota. We've got it in Iowa, in Minnesota, Montana, North, South Dakota, Minnesota, and parts of Iowa. And what do we have in southwest Arkansas? It looks like we have a wind advisory in the southwest part of Arkansas, southeast Oklahoma, northeast Texas, north central, northwest Louisiana. 7-day forecast looks like this today. High of 66 degrees.
Ooh.
Partly sunny tonight, low of 33. Then Friday, 70% chance of rain with a high of 38. The front comes through. Friday night, a 60% chance of wintry mix, then mostly cloudy with a low of 28. Saturday, partly sunny, high of 42. Saturday night, low of 32 with a 30% chance of rain. Sunday, high of 46, partly sunny. And then on Washington's birthday, President's Day on the 18th, high of 43. Sunday night, a low of 27. And the drought monitors will update, but there's not going to be much. When you have flash floods, you don't have much of a drought. And so Arkansas and Missouri are both clear at this time. We'll check iDrive Arkansas. We still have, I'm going to refresh this and see if they changed any of that high water. It's still
showing some spots with high water. You still got water coming down through the...
Well, here at Pocahontas, it looks like Current River into Black River. So at Pocahontas, that should be Highway 166. High water there for about 0.3 of a mile in Randolph County. Over around Walnut Ridge in Lawrence County, high water on Highway 25. All the way over around Kennett, Missouri on Highway 139 in Greene County. Anywhere on iDrive Arkansas where you see the blue circle X, that means that there's water across the road. The red X right here indicates they're still working. They had some culvert pipe failures on 69. They've been working on that for quite a while. That may be a seasonal. They'll be waiting on some seasonal situations there. Down around Wynn, Arkansas, Highway 364. Still we're in the Delta area over here in farmland over here, unless you get on Crowley's Ridge, around Walnut Ridge. In the state of Missouri, we'll check it real quick. Look like everything's in good shape there. Even northern Missouri. Wow, I'm impressed. It's all green in Missouri. They too have some water issues. I believe Highway 142 at 101. Yeah, Highway 10, when you go into Bakersfield, Missouri, and 101 makes the turn right there, 142 comes right there at Bakersfield. In about 2 or 3 miles east of there, they've got some flooding on 142. That can be a pretty fun highway to drive, right?
There you go.
There you go. Morning weather is brought to you by Old Time Restaurant on the Square, Monday through Friday, 7 to 2, Saturday till 11. Best breakfast, best lunch in town. And you got spaghetti and meatballs today.
Spaghetti and meatballs.
And what was the price tag on that?
$6.88.
Can't beat that.
Comes with the choice sides and a roll of cornbread.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Affordable Housing brings a community calendar, 870-741-2883. Affordable Housing coming up this Saturday on the 16th, the Texas Hold'em Tournament, American Legion Baseball fundraiser at the Elks Lodge. Registration 11 a.m. Tournament starts at 1. Shuffle up and deal. All entries get a free meal. Quite a big list of gift cards here. Lester White was here yesterday and went through this. So don't forget, Saturday, February 16th at the Elks Lodge, Twin Lakes Golf Course, the Texas Hold'em Tournament, the American Legion Baseball fundraiser. Registration at 11. Tournament starts at 11, or starts at 1. Where's my other stuff? Well, I got a lot of...
You got a lot of papers.
I got a lot of papers. That's all on the one thing. That comes up Saturday. Mason will get a kick out. You want to read this one? This one's at your school. You want to do that one for us?
Yeah. So, at Mountain Home Christian Academy, we're having a spaghetti dinner fundraiser. It's at Mountain Home Bible Church, like by Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
It enables MHC Junior High to travel to Kentucky to the Creation Museum and the Ark Encounter.
It's going to be fun. Takes place Monday, March 4th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. This is a drop-in. Stop by, have some spaghetti, and make your donation, and then you can head on and do other things. Good job. You've got a contract handy. I got a pen.
Yeah.
Sign
Yeah. It's your job. He's going for. Don't get too excited.
I need a vacation. What are you doing Monday? Mountain Home French Cup's having its chili supper to raise funds for their 2020 trip to Quebec. Takes place the 22nd of February from 4 to 7 at Century, 21 Lemac Real Estate. Come and enjoy a bowl of chili, dessert, water, and bottled water, and have some fun, raise some money for the Quebec.
Great opportunity for the kids. They'll remember that trip for the rest of their life. I mean, they really will. I've got some bad news. The high school wrestling meet scheduled for today had to be canceled.
What happened?
Apparently the flu hit Mountain View now. So they had ended up canceling the meet, which is we're going to try to reschedule something
on that,
because we've got to have a senior night for those kids. So there will be a reschedule. So just stay tuned, and we'll let you know once we get something figured out. But the youth wrestling team, the Flyers Youth Wrestling Club, is headed to Russellville to the state tournament this weekend. This is the big time.
16 and 17.
Is it. Yeah, they'll wrestle on the 17th, the Saturday. Or is that the 16th? 16th, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll all be done in a day, believe it or not.
You want to take us to break? You know what to do? Which camera should you look at? This one right here?
Yeah.
Camera. Okay, look at that. Say, Dale's out of coffee. Got to take a break. Be right back.
Dale's out of coffee. We have to take a break. Bye-bye.
The best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with a pie lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant, located on the square in Mountain Home.
Our old burger was only 7 ounces, but now it's 8 with brioche bun and pickles. Comes with its own steak knife, it's really that big. Your best competition is always yourself. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. We're focused on one thing, burgers, ribs, fajitas. Just that one thing, burgers, ribs, and fajitas. We're reeling in our menu because it got out of hand. We had a moment of self-actualization. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Oh, baby, Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back.
It's that time of year again. Time to take a hard look at your Medicare health plan. If you're looking for a new plan or looking to renew your existing plan, now's the time to renew all your options. At VACO Insurance, we'll sit down with you and show you all the new choices and options, including $0 premium plans with low copays and dental, vision, and hearing benefits. Let us help take the confusion out of selecting a plan and find one catered to your needs. Contact VACO Insurance today, located at 351 East 9th Street, Suite B in Mountain Home.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn & Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn & Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
When I go want to save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Why would I recommend Hospice the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
.721, and we're back, and we're going to be talking about some serious subjects. Bethany Johansen's here, and some other folks. I'll let you introduce everybody. And so, where do we need to start? We've got Hope for All and City of Refuge represented here. So, the microphones are all yours. We just go step by step by step. So you'll have to guide me here. So,
no worries.
What do you want to talk about first?
Well, my name is Bethany Johansen, and I'm here with Andrew and Marilyn. And I'm going to let them start by talking about a wonderful program called Hope for All. We serve on the housing committee for that program, and they'll be able to give you more information.
All right. Good morning. Andrew Hefley. I'm the president of Hope for All. And with me, of course, I have Bethany and Marilyn. And Marilyn's the treasurer, and all of us are on the fundraising and public relations committee. Hence one of the reasons why we're here today. Basically, I'm just going to kind of give the general how we met, kind of from my perspective. I'm also the president of the Scottish Rite Club here at Mountain Home, and one of my duties was to kind of find speakers. And so what had happened was I contacted Bethany because I knew about City of Refuge, which we're going to be getting into. It's a wonderful, wonderful dream that she has. And she told me that she had met some local people that were working on some projects and kind of just getting together and discussing, the homeless community, and invited me, so I went there. Long story short, once we were there, we found out that it's kind of a bigger thing than what meets the eye, really. There's a lot of people here that are homeless or just going through struggling, either from couch to couch even, per se. And once we were discussing in that meeting, a little bit of time went by, and we ended up forming Hope for All. And the idea behind that was that one of the things, talking to homeless members of the homeless community, was that they were saying, and other resources we found out from different partnerships, is that there's an estimated up to 200 people who are homeless here at Mountain Home, including tent cities even. And so we noticed that it really is a serious issue, again, that we weren't really aware of at the size of that. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing for us, though, when we started creating Hope for All, was that, and discussing with everybody amongst ourselves and different organizations here, is we found out there are a lot of groups that are helping. They all do a wonderful job. No one really specifically specializes in that homelessness. I would almost say call it an epidemic, because just the size of the town compared to the numbers. But so our biggest thing is we don't want to recreate the wheel. We knew there's a lot of resources there, so why go through all the learning curve and trying to do everything and repeat what other people are doing when we could just bring them all together into one central hub? And that's really the idea behind Hope for All, is to be that central hub of the resources, and also make sure that people can get to those resources and know of all of them. Because that was one of the things we found out, was they either didn't know of what was available, or transportation was an issue. So those were the two primary things to focus on. And then, like I said, just connecting everything together into one local place.
So 200 that you know of in Mountain Home.
Yeah. Right.
200.
So, and one of the ways we get, and I say estimated, but based off of talking to people who are homeless and who have been in these areas known as tent cities, or talking to the other organizations, like, for instance, we're linked in with Center of Hope. What was the other ones here I listed?
The Salvation Army. Christian Clinic. This is all people that are dealing with the homeless, 101 already. Another problem that the homeless have, and this is in being able to use resources, is a lot of them have no ID. They have lost ID through some circumstances. And it's very difficult to obtain ID. So that is one of the things that we focus on when we sit down with them and get them to tell us their problems. And if they have no ID, that's the first thing that we try to solve for them.
Where do you even start? Because what if they don't even remember their social security number? You don't have any driver's license, no photo ID, no SS card. They could be my age. They could, when you're born in East St. Louis, Illinois, they look at you like, really?
Well, we have a lady that really is very good at working with them in obtaining the documents that they need. And so she sits and gets on the computer and orders their birth certificate from wherever and just takes them through the steps. Sometimes they're too overwhelmed to even think about how to do those steps. So basically our group sort of gets them to sit and we focus on one problem at a time and take them through the steps of being able to get resources, being able to get a job, because without ID you can't even go and get help from one of the resources.
Well, I never thought about that one.
No, I know. Nobody does.
Kind of a vicious cycle. It really
seems like. It is. It's a vicious cycle. But no, I mean that was the most startling thing to me.
It's tough.
Because you see homeless people and you think, oh, they have no home, or they have, but you don't stop and think the reason that one of the reasons that they're stuck in the situation is because they have no way to get out of it if they don't have an ID. And it's quite a process to get one. You basically have to have an ID to get an ID.
Yes.
So.
And there are a lot of, one of the things too is we realize there's a lot of misconceptions to how people become homeless. And that's kind of what Bethany sent over is this, myth, versus fact sheet here, which you might kind of key in a few of them, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. A lot of people, if they see someone panhandling and they see them get into a car, they're going to say, well, they can't be homeless. They have a car or they have a phone. And they don't understand that they may be on disability. They may receive a small amount of money. They're able to keep up with those things. But just because you have a car doesn't mean you have a house. They're living in that car. And I know that there are situations that we do need to be cautious of. We need to use wisdom. But these stories that we hear that make the rest of them look bad is just really unfortunate, because the reality is so much different than what is projected with the negative stories that you hear. And another thing is, people will say, well, they think that they're having a substance abuse addiction issue, alcoholism, something like that. The truth is that statistically, the addictions come after the homelessness. It's not the other way around. So if we're able to help the problem with the homeless here in the Twin Lakes area, then we're preventing that from happening as well. And I work with Care Center, and they do a wonderful job on that end. But if we can prevent that from, these wonderful people from even getting to that point, obviously that is a great goal
so
to have.
So the homeless basically give up hope.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turn to drugs or alcohol, then the addictions begin, then it gets worse. In the stat sheet, I hope I'm not jumping the gun here, it says almost 40% homeless in the United States are under 18 years of age.
Yes.
While 37,878 veterans were experiencing homelessness. They make up 9% of all homeless adults.
That's correct.
Whew.
Yeah.
That's some staggering numbers. More than 25% of former foster children become homeless within the first 2 to 4 years of leaving the system.
Yeah.
These are some staggering stats.
and families being a very large component of that. You know, you don't think about the reality that there are children right now in Mountain Home who are homeless, and they're sleeping in the woods, and they're coming out of the woods to stand by the bus stop, and they're pointing to a random house, and they're saying, that's where I live, that's where I came out of, but they really slept in the woods. And we need to do something about that. We need to offer long-term solutions. We have shelters, and one of the myths is, one of the things that we come up against is, well, don't we have resources to help the homeless right now here? And we have programs that do exist, but the waiting list for the shelters that are here is over 100. And so, you know, the odds of being able to get somebody in when it is 15 degrees outside. There was a story of a 19-year-old sleeping on the pavement at the Harps parking lot. This was, I believe, back in November. So we have to do something more. And these shelters that exist, the other thing that is fundamentally different about that as well is that they can't keep the families together. And so, you know, it's just, they're able to help some people. They're doing the best they can. They do a wonderful job with what they're able to do, but we need to help them. We need to do more. And so that's why we're stepping up with City of Refuge to take that on and to see what we can do from there. So
7:31, time for a break. We'll be right back.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the Mountain Home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands including Carhartt, Cherokee, and Gray's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Clogs, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tagged retractable, compression socks, paramedic BDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, as well as minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop. Take a step back. (7:33). Continue our discussion on the homelessness in Mountain Home and state of Arkansas. Years ago, when we were down at the radio station, came into the station. It was one of those cold winter days, and there was a young man about 20, 21 years old. No coat, short sleeve shirt, all curled up in front of one of the businesses there where the radio station was across from Hardee's. And he had walked from Flippin, got kicked out of the house, cold, hungry. And you just think, like, he's homeless. He's 21 and homeless. In another instance, there's a boy and his dog, and this guy his hands were crippled up. He had been on disability, tried to go back to work, got off of disability, failed, couldn't get back on. He was homeless. This was out in the August heat. We got him. He didn't want to go indoors, didn't have any water, didn't have any food. You know, so we've seen it firsthand right here, you know, in Mountain Home. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sure down on the square back, I'm sure.
Yeah, we get somebody come into the restaurant periodically, and you know, we feed them and stuff like that. But
well, I think
they're definitely out there.
You were there the time that the kid from Flippin was in front of the hair salon. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
you were on across the street and got the biscuit.
Yep.
Hardee's, yeah. Then we called Mountain PD and got him some help. I think he went over to Salvation Army for a while.
And see, and like we were saying earlier, talking to Salvation Army, Goodwill, Christian Clinic, all these other wonderful organizations here that we've been linking in with, and many more, that we're naturally, one of our short-term goals is to continue to grow that connection, but that web of help. But, talking to them and homeless community members, that's where we got those numbers from, to where we was an estimated up to 200 people, and we compared them, and it was all saying about the same thing. There's close to 200 people there, so they, they're here, and it is an issue we need to definitely tackle and take care of these, because we're all human beings, and we all need to be able to need to get a hand up, so we need to be able to help them out and connect them. And again, the transportation is a big one. They're walking all day just to go to one place and then to another place, and they may only hit one or two locations to do anything, and they can't get anywhere. It's just miles on end, and it's just a continual struggle for them. So people say, well, there's, like you had mentioned earlier, well, these resources for them. There are resources there, but when you walk a mile just to get to one place to put an application, and then you're expected to walk another mile to go get some food, and then another mile here and there, it just becomes to the point to where you can't do anything.
It takes a while to walk a mile, especially if you've got a backpack. So now I'm going to throw you all a curveball.
Sure.
What about homelessness due to domestic violence? Women.
Yeah.
Do you see that?
That is a leading reason as well. As to, a lot of people, there is a lot of statistical information out there for young people even fleeing a situation at home that is dangerous, whether it be the wife with the husband or it be the children from their parents. There are those situations as well. We've been hearing those stories, yeah.
And thank God for Serenity.
Yes, yes.
We that's a resource for us also when we come across that.
And they stay busy down there.
Yes, they do.
They stay busy.
And then Sparks Gamma House stays full.
Oh, yeah.
I think they can take 16 clients. And one of the ladies that's in our group is on the board there, and she said, we had 16 clients, the house was full, and we turned 16 away in one day.
We think of 16 and 16 being 32, that's not a lot, but yet we don't have any space. We don't have anything for them.
Right.
Exactly. And that's, like with our short-term goals, they can range from anywhere where we're creating our logo for our branding purposes to get information out there in the community, to connecting with other local organizations. And then we have our long-term, which is something we would tackle more of what we're talking about, these numbers.
Yeah.
And that's where Bethany's biggest, her vision comes in with, like, the City of Refuge. And I think that would be a great time to really go into discussing about that.
Sure, definitely. I wanted to just mention briefly, too, a lot of these people will have jobs, but if you're making a minimum wage, that's not enough to pay for housing and some of the other things that they need if they're doing it by themselves. So, that is another reality as well. And when we are starting to identify right now some of the people that would be great candidates for who can we help today as soon as we possibly can, we're starting to get these applications in, and we're finding some of them do have jobs and things like that, and they're temporary. It might be a very temporary situation for them, but still right now they're on the streets. So City of Refuge has been something on my heart for many years. My family moved here a few years ago, and from the East Coast, where there was a lot of resources, and we came here, we realized that there was not. So we started to really work on this vision, my husband and I, and our church organization, exactly how can we do this. So we started to research a lot of model programs that exist across the country that are working very successfully. The tiny home community is one of those models. So what we have done is we've come up with something that is going to be about a 3-phase program program. And the first phase is just immediately acquiring used RVs. If somebody has something that's been sitting out in their lawn and they're like, you know, this probably wouldn't sell for much, but they could get a tax donation by giving it over to us. And then we would be able to get that thing going, and we would be able to get somebody that we already have qualified right now waiting for an RV today, and put them in an existing RV park. We have sponsors that are stepping up to pay that monthly lot fee, and we can get them housed in an RV for a month for less than the cost of a motel, and at a discounted rate. Motel. So obviously those are going to be much more practical solutions. People love to give. They want to help, but the idea is how can we do it in the smartest way that helps the long term. So part of the idea here with this program is going to be eventually acquiring land, being able to put the RVs on that land, and also having a tiny home community. We wanted to focus on families and other demographics that are not being addressed right now. I know there is a veterans center that is working really hard to get up and running.
But you're in college at 9th.
Yeah, and it's going to take a little bit of time for that. So in the meantime, if somebody comes along like that as well, we're going to be able to help them too. And so that's definitely a goal. But if we can get the RVs up and running, then we can help them as soon as possible. Hopefully, if you want more information on that, you can go to arcityofrefuge.com. We also have a Facebook page, City of Refuge, and you can learn more about that. So, but also, I did want to mention that part of the program isn't just going to be providing housing. It is going to be enlisting them in a program. It's going to be a short-term program where we're going to identify what their needs are, and we're going to plug them into the resources, and there is accountability there where they are working towards their life goals, and we're going to come alongside of them, and we're going to help them by using the existing resources that are out there. I know Real Life Church has something called the Reach Center. They're going to be offering some life supportive counseling and skills, and there's a whole lot of other programs that do things along that line as well. We need to be able to give them financial coaching and maybe some personal counseling and things like that. So this is going to be an all-encompassing program where they, you know, some of them maybe they don't have some of these skills, and that's what caused this. So we don't want to just provide a home for them, something that, you know, is for a period of time, and then they're not able to get back up on their feet. You know, when they leave the program, then they come right back again. We want to end this permanently. We want to give them real solutions, and that's a good way we feel that we'll be able to do that.
What about, you know, I know I stay in touch with a lot of churches, and mainly because of sound systems, you know, hey, do you have a spare blah, blah, yeah, you know, loan stuff out. A lot of the churches have extra property. So what if 5 churches in the area each installed 5 RV hookups? Water, sewer, electric, on the back side, the edge, or whatever the property. You know, if you had 5 churches with 5 RV hookups for this purpose, that would
That's a wonderful idea.
That would give you 25 areas to park. And I'm not saying, you know, where they're going to stay there for months and months and months on end. You know, you're gonna have to have some limits and some, you know, and there's the finances, because if they plug in a trailer, you know, they've got air conditioning or heat, it's going to cost some money.
Well, we're hoping to start with a 6-month program where they will graduate themselves out and into, you know, regular housing. I can tell you one story that we've had success with so far. And he's actually the candidate that she was talking about, that if we could get a place for him right now. This man became homeless just through job loss. He had a 22-year record with one company. It got sold out, moved away. He went to work for another company and worked there for 5 years, and the man that owned that company retired. It got shut down. He became homeless from that point. He went to work in a fast food place. And earlier this winter, whenever the weather was really bad, he was living in his car. He got sick. He stayed sick so long that he could not go to work at the food place, so he lost his job there. he applied at over 100 places trying to get a job. So these people, you know, they don't want to necessarily go out and panhandle. That's harder than going to work, especially standing out in the weather, you know. And so anyway, he came to us, and you know, we helped him. And there is a church that's letting him park behind their building and stay there. And I approached someone at our church, at First United Methodist Church, that owns manufacturing businesses here. And I asked him, I said, I'm not asking you to give him the job, I'm just asking for you to get him to an interview. They hired this man, and I am hearing nothing but good. How wonderful a worker he is. And so he is at the point now, he's gotten a couple of paydays, and he is at the point now that he is working on paying off, you know, his problem things. And, you know, we are trying to find a place that's affordable for him. And we just, you know, he's a good man, but, you know, this can happen to anybody.
Yeah. Wow.
This can happen to someone that worked at the same job for 22 years.
How many of us are just one paycheck away from homelessness?
Exactly. And he had 27, almost 30 years experience right there.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Hard-working guy.
Coming up on 7:46, quick break. Be right back.
I'm going to bring up.
Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire's Barbershop today, a unique gentleman barbershop. Get back in style from a former celebrity hairstylist and a licensed barber instructor who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire's Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 848 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today. Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
If you want the best breakfast or lunch in the Twin Lakes area, then you've got to come to the Old Time Restaurant. Voted the best breakfast and lunch for 2011, the Old Time Restaurant not only gives you the Southern hospitality right when you walk in the door, they also offer scrumptious breakfast options to curb that early morning appetite. Or stop in later in the day for a tasty sandwich, salad, or a daily special. If a sweet tooth is your guilty pleasure, you can't go wrong with the Pie Lady cooking out over 30 different types of pies. That's the Old Time Restaurant located on the square in Mountain Home.
7:47. Where do we need to pick back up? Well, we got a pretty good discussion going on here. City of Refuge and Hope for All, and we're talking about the homeless situation right here in our own backyard.
Yeah,
exactly. The biggest thing for us, short-term goals, as far as besides immediate needs, taking care of blankets and food and things along those lines, is education. That's going to be short term and also long term, because you always got to educate. That's one of the reasons why Bethany did this wonderful job with the myth versus fact sheet. Knowledge is power, of course, and wisdom. What you do with that is the biggest thing of all. But we are just to touch base on this again. All of us, not all of us, but majority of us, it seems like out here, we are just paycheck to paycheck, and we can put a little bit into savings. But me, my situation, I know I have a van that's sitting over in the shop right now that's already fixed, but I have to put money back to be able to get it back, right? So we're down to one vehicle, and that's even me sitting here, and paycheck to paycheck. So I have a family and two little boys to take care of, and that's a common story, no matter what the age is. And then one little tiny thing happens, and luckily I'm blessed to be able to say, and I have no idea how truly blessed I am, because a lot of us, we're just not in this situation, but I have family that would be there that could step up, and I have before in the past, thank God. But a lot of these people in this situation, they don't, right? And so that's a big common story there, just one little thing happened. And the age group's different too. You were talking about, a couple of 20-year-olds that you had ran into in your time here, and one of the things that we've seen too is elderly. You have fixed incomes, and let's be honest about this. We all die one day, and one of their spouses, we've heard this story time and time again, a spouse passed away, and now they can't afford to be in a house. And you know, with elderly, a common thing too is we have medications to take care of. So just a huge array of issues that we're trying to handle.
Well, you know, when you talk about elderly and fixed income. I went down to pay the natural gas bill one day, and this was when natural gas prices were through the roof. And I told the lady behind the counter, I said, you know, my gas bill is higher than my house payment. And she said, well, what do you think about the retired people? I said, what about retired people? So, well, they're on a fixed income. What am I on? I don't get a 20% raise every week, and if I miss a day, it goes down.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So, you know, you're on a fixed income. If you work 40 hours a week at this rate, you're on a fixed income.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's it. That's a very good point there on that too. Definitely.
And so, and a lot of people don't have a sick day to where they get paid for being sick.
Yeah.
So you've lost 8 hours of pay at whatever rate you're at. You know, talk about fixed income. What about young people that are on a fixed income?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it
definitely.
makes it
That's
harder.
a very good point there. Yeah. And a couple of things here, and one more thing on the education side of it, with like City Refuge and getting an RV set up. The reality is that even though a lot of people will say, "Hey, I'm for that," that it's very common to say, "I don't want it in my backyard," though. Right. But here's the thing: it's already in your backyard. You just don't see it. And it's statistically, it's safer if we can move into one of these programs and having a place like this in the long term, or hopefully we can do it really in the short term, especially the way we've been growing so far. It's been a miracle, but truly. But is that it would be safer statistically for both sides. You know, someone who is not in a homeless situation and someone who is homeless, it's safer for everybody if we have these programs and we have these places for them. And that's just statistically, that's the facts, that's where the knowledge is. So, you know, that's something I want to touch base on too, and just wanted to say that really quick. I don't know how much time we have, but
you have plenty of time. 9 minutes at least.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, great.
We're doing through it,
9 minutes. 9 minutes.
The other thing with education, you know, is like you said, we everyone here, we're also on the fundraising committee, and Marilyn, she works over at First United Methodist Church, and they had, I'm going to hand it over to you to kind of talk about the tent, but we have a fundraiser we're going to be doing pretty soon, and that, again, that's part of the education side of it, too, to get people more involved and kind of learn a little bit more about it. But go ahead and talk about that for us, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, Hope for All is going to erect a tent city on the grounds over at the First United Methodist Church, April 13th. And we're going to have the different church youth organizations come and do an overnight. The kids will go out and get sponsorships for every hour that they spend overnight in the tent city. That day we will be having an information tent for the public to come through, and we will have different educational things for them to pick up so that they can become more knowledgeable about homelessness and the problems of that. And we'll be having a food booth with stone soup for people to get for $1 a bowl. And basically what that is...
It's a good story, stone soup.
It's the story of, and it's sort of the story of our organization, because we feel like that Hope for All is the stone in the pot, and then all the other area resources that we draw on puts the ingredients in.
Okay.
And so we'll be asking the youth to also bring some type of canned food, and it will be dumped in the pot, and people will have a bowl of stone soup. Okay. So we are, at this time, of course, being a new organization, we are in desperate need for funds. We served 23 clients in January, with us being brand new. We did not really come into official.
One a day already.
I'm meeting new ones, every week, And the First United Methodist Church is sort of our hub. We've got a little room there where we store some supplies, and they come to see me. Mr. Jerry Castor, he gets up every morning and goes out and works with the homeless. He also he did the hotel drive for us, the motel drive. He went around and asked different businesses to contribute so that we could put the ones that we know of, into the motel rooms during this like 18-degree weather and like that. He raised enough money to do that. How many did we we've done probably close to 30 rooms.
Yeah. What was it the first week that we?
The first week was 16, I think.
16. 16. The first week we did it.
Yeah.
And that may have literally saved someone's life.
Hope for All
no doubt.
does not believe that motels are any kind of a solution. So if we have donated funds, we would not use that for motel rooms.
Immediately, unless it was.
But if we have a motel room drive, an appeal, and he goes out and makes these appeals, and he's been very successful at it, and we also post it on our Hope for All Facebook page, and some of the yard seller pages will also let us post on there. And if you want to donate to Hope for All, either for the motel rooms or just for our general funds, you can do that at First United Methodist Church mountainhome.org/give. You will click on Dedicated, and then you will drop down the notes and put Hope for All. And if you want to do it for the motel room, then you would add Hope for All motel room. Mm-hmm. And only those designated fees are used.
That's right.
So you're 501c3.
Yes, we are under the First United Methodist Church Mission Board. We are a mission out of that church now. We were accepted by them on January 14th.
Good.
So, and you can also mail donations, making the check payable to First United Methodist Church, and on the memo you would put Hope for All, and that is 605 West 6th Street, Mountain Home, 72653.
And whenever a check is memoed like that, it has to go directly to that organization under the 501c3.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Got about, 3.5 minutes?
Yeah.
About 3.5 minutes. What do we need to do some recap real quick?
So
you got some, I mean, these stats are just staggering here.
I could touch a little bit more on the misconceptions of having shelter housing in an area. The things that I've gone through online has showed that we are more dangerous to the homeless population than they are to us. Everybody should use wisdom and be safe always. We definitely support that. That's just the right thing to do. But a lot of people are afraid to get involved. They do depersonalize the homeless population. We do that. We do that with veterans. We forget that they've served for our country. With 9% of the adult population being veterans, that's just incredible that we're not doing more. But if we get this program, we are going to do background checks. There are certain requirements for being qualified for this program. That is a fact. And we do want to focus on families first, because the shelters that exist here aren't able to support that need. But if you put a housing program for the homeless in your area, you're able to take care of actually lowering the crime rate in the area, and over a period of time increasing your property values. So that's just an important thing to keep in mind too. But
so the crime would increase strictly off the need for survival.
Yeah. So that's an important thing to know. We want to address these things, because if people know the truth, they're going to be more passionate about getting involved. And we just want everybody to learn about these programs and see what they can do to plug in. And so definitely check out our websites and see if you've been praying about something that you really want to get involved in. There's so many ways that you can help us, and so we just really encourage you to come and check it out.
Well, it's been an eye-opening interview, hasn't it? My goodness.
And
thank you for having us.
Real quick, too,
my
we meet, we do have our meetings every Thursday, 6 p.m. At First United Methodist Church. The first 30 minutes, we kind of if someone comes in, they're not really part of that meeting, you can discuss anything within the first 30 minutes, and then we'll go into the regular business at that point. So if you want to offer help, services, whatever it is, or just learn, definitely show up at that every Thursday.
Come check it out.
So how can folks get in touch with you? One more time, we've got about 30 seconds.
You can call 1-800-HOPE-FOR-ALL. And every week one of us will have, it goes automatically to one of our phones. So this first week I'll have that, and that's 1-800-HOPE-FOR-ALL. And then that's the first way. Second way is you can contact Marilyn, and you want to go ahead and give that location of First United Methodist Church again, please.
We're located at the four-way stop at 6th Street.
West Road, yep.
West Road, yes.
Yep. Running out of time. I'm so glad y'all contacted me and made arrangements to be in the program. We've got to run. We'll be back tomorrow. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Yeah.